If you work in DC but are hoping to live outside the city, one big thing that you'll have to pay attention to is your commute time. If you don't want to spend your entire life in the car or on the metro, here are 6 places to live nearby for a breeze of a commute. Silver Spring is located directly north of Washington, D.C. This area is a great option for drivers commuting into the city thanks to the direct route in on Georgia Avenue, which will take you straight into the heart of the city. In addition to this direct driving route, you also have a metro station in downtown Silver Spring, providing an easy trip on the Red Line to get into the office. The cost of living for Silver Spring is also a decent bit less than Washington, D.C., making it even more appealing for commuters. According to bestplaces.net, Silver Spring's cost of living score is 138, meaning it's 38% more expensive than the rest of the country, compared to DC's cost of living score, which is 152, meaning it's 52% more expensive than the rest of the country. If you're looking at buying a home in Silver Spring, you'd be looking at prices ranging from about $60,000 to $1.8 million. In terms of things to do once you get back home from work, you have tons of options. Silver Spring is home to the Fillmore, a live music venue featuring a wide variety of performers. Plus, the town has a lot of awesome restaurants and shopping to choose from. Downtown Silver Spring is probably my favorite place to hang out thanks to its fun outdoor shopping area and numerous events that are hosted there. Bethesda is located to the north of Washington, D.C. and has easy routes to the district using Massachusetts Avenue, River Road, and Wisconsin Avenue. There's one metro stop in downtown Bethesda, as well as a couple others as you get closer to the edge of town, giving you several choices for your commute if you're looking to take the metro instead of driving. In terms of cost of living, Bethesda mirrors Silver Spring's cost of living score of 138 compared to DC's 152. If you're looking to buy a home in Bethesda, you'll be looking at prices ranging from about $130,000 to a whopping $9.2 million. I suspect that with that big of a price range, you'll probably find something that you'll be happy with. Once you've made your way home from the city and are looking for things to do, be sure to check out Bethesda Row, the town's outdoor mall that features great shopping and dining to include local spots and many of the more well-known national and international brands. The town also hosts several farmers markets throughout the year and is home to the Roundhouse Theater, one of the local performing arts centers. Hyattsville is located to the northeast of Washington, D.C., and is actually probably one of the closer places to commute from, with it being a mere 2 miles from the D.C. border. The easiest routes in by car are Route 1, which takes you straight into the heart of D.C., Queen Chapel Road, and Baltimore Avenue. In addition to these direct driving routes, there are also 2 metro stops in the city. Another pretty big benefit is that the cost of living in Hyattsville is pretty significantly cheaper than Washington, D.C., coming in at a score of 121 versus D.C.'s score of 152. It's going to be expensive, but it won't be nearly as expensive as living in the city or even some of the other places that I talk about today. The housing prices that you can expect in Hyattsville range from between about $75,000 to nearly $1.2 million. In terms of fun things to do in the area, Hyattsville really embraces its historic charm with a historic district made for exploring and a handful of cool museums to check out. The area also has embraced a lot of small businesses, meaning that you'll have plenty of great local shopping and dining options, as well as the bigger name shops that you can find around town. You can also check out the mall at Prince George's and the Pyramid Atlantic Arts Center. Tysons is directly west of Washington, D.C., and may not be the first place that comes to mind when you think of commuter-friendly spots due to its slightly further out location. In addition, the cost of living score for Tysons comes in at 149 compared to Washington, D.C.'s score of 152. Housing in the area ranges in price from about $550,000 to nearly $1.8 million. So realistically, it's a pretty similar cost of living to D.C. All that said, Tysons made the list because it has really easy access to DC for your commute, plus it has tons of fun things to keep you entertained once you get done at the office, making the longer commute kinda worth it. The primary driving routes include several main thoroughfares, to include I-66, Route 7, and Chain Bridge Road, and for my Metro commuters, a stop on the Silver Line, which will take you straight into the heart of DC. As for all those things to keep you entertained, two of the biggest draws for the area are the Tysons Corner and Tysons Galleria malls. Between these two malls, you'll have pretty much every major shopping option that you could hope for, as well as a ton of dining options. In addition to the malls, there's mini golfing, vertical rock climbing, and a few fitness centers nearby. One of my personal favorite options is Alexandria. Alexandria is located southwest of Washington, D.C., and has super easy access to the city using Route 1 and 395. You could even take 495 and 295 depending on where you're trying to go in the city and how bad traffic is. In addition to these driving routes, there are also several metro stops in the city to choose from. Alexandria's cost of living score comes in at 144 compared to Washington, D.C.'s score of 152, making it cheaper, but not by much. Houses in Alexandria range in price from about $140,000 to $5.2 million. The slightly higher cost of living is totally worth it though, thanks to Alexandria's slice of Southern charm in the DC metro area. The city really embraces its historic appeal and has tons of great food and shopping options that include both local and regional options, as well as some of the national brands that you'll probably easily recognize. Some of my local favorites include Cafe Banh Mi and Lost Dog Cafe. Not only is there tons of food and shopping, there's also just tons to do in general. Check out a ghost tour, wander through the local parks, visit any of the local farmers markets, or stop by any of the many museums in the area. There are really just so many things to do. Arlington is probably one of the easier locations for commuters, given its location directly west of Washington, D.C. Routes to the city include 395, Route 66, Key Bridge, 14th Street Bridge, Route 50, and Route 29. In addition to all of these driving routes, there are quite a few metro stops in the city as well. One of the big downsides for my Arlington commuters is the cost of living. The cost of living score in Arlington is 164, which is a pretty big jump from DC's score of 152, and is quite a bit higher than a lot of the other places I've talked about today. And for better or worse, one of the big factors for those higher costs of living are the housing prices. House prices in Arlington range from about $30,000, which I just want to point out real quick is a pretty uncommonly low number for Arlington, to $6.4 million. If you'd like to learn more about what it really costs to live in Arlington, be sure and check out this video where I talk about that a little more in detail. Even though the prices are a lot higher, Arlington is pretty awesome, so don't get scared away just yet. Arlington has a ton of great shopping and dining options, as well as a lot of other things to do, like checking out the local parks, festivals, and farmers markets, just to name a few. I personally love exploring the Pentagon City Mall and Crystal City Shop area if you want a starting point for your shopping and dining adventures. Let me know in the comments if you're drawn to any of these options or if you want to hear about some other commuter-friendly spots, and be sure to stick around for some of my other videos to learn about the area.